Man, do you know how corrupt police are nowadays? I mean, they are so corrupt nowadays. They'll arrest you for taking pictures and filming around the neighborhood. They'll film you just for exercise your First Amendment rights. I mean, we got one right here where a man was arrested for simply marking a crosswalk for making the street safer. I kid you not. City cop arrests man for making streets safer by fixing neglected crosswalks. Yes, man gets arrested for repainting city neglected crosswalks. I mean, it's crazy. Most of back in the days, I mean, cops would give you warning, maybe you ticket, but now they'll arrest you for the littlest stuff. Walking around a neighborhood that you never been around because you look suspicious, or they got a call about some stupid Karen and some Darren. Yeah, see someone say something, I mean, call, yeah, back to blue. That's how people are nowadays. I mean, you got peace apologists probably condone this stuff. They're loving it, just like ICE apologists loving saying ICE and police officers are doing great work out there. Yeah. Remember a couple months ago, a guy was walking through a neighborhood in Cook County, Illinois, near Chicago, was filming around the neighborhood. First Amendment protected activity, legal activities. Just like it's illegal to film around parks and playgrounds. As long as you're on a public setting that's open for the foreign public, like that, like a sidewalk, a traditional street or whatnot, it's not against the law. But what happened to that guy? He got arrested for filming houses in the neighborhood. Yeah.
A man gets arrested for repainting city neglected crosswalk. Hear this.
It happens.
You're vandalizing city property without a permit. So I'm gonna ask y'all nicely. Y'all can record all y'all want, but bag up, or we'll take everybody to jail.
Today,
wow.
we got arrested and cited by LAPD for painting a crosswalk. As if we needed more proof that our city's leadership doesn't care about the needs of its people. We've been painting crosswalks around LA to protest for safer streets and a more effective government. We paint crosswalks where they legally already exist, in compliance with California code and the city's ADA guidelines. We've been choosing places where pedestrians have been hit and injured or killed. I've been letting the mayor's office know directly in advance, and we've been requesting the corners through 311. Before we go out and paint, I paste flyers around the neighborhood and I talk to neighbors. Back in August, we painted crosswalks at a corner in Koreatown where the city's apathy caused a child's death. After that, I had the opportunity to meet with the mayor's office where I hoped that we'd be able to work together to advocate for our shared goal of safer streets. But they basically told me to kick rocks. So I said that we'd stop if the mayor's office either publicly condemned our actions or took tangible steps to make the streets safer. They've done neither of those things.
Do you hear that cop? Do you hear that? Yeah, the cop says, he said, oh, you can record all you want, but you better step back way over there or I'm taking everybody to jail. There was a video I saw last year, about last summertime, where there's like an outrage because the cops are on there. Yeah, who kicked a family dog, and 20 neighbors come out there, and the cops just had enough. So say he just say screw it, cuff them all, or everybody's going to jail, lock them all up. Yeah, the next thing I know, they call back up. There was like 10 cops out there, and all 20 neighbors got arrested. Oh yeah, cops love to arrest people. They don't give a crap. Everybody's talking about officer safety. Yeah, because officers don't give a shit. They love to arrest people because you want the more arrests and more tickets they run. They're bigger the commission or promotion. They get promotion to like sergeant or the lieutenant or captain. Oh yeah, they don't get like it's all about outside. Yeah, they don't give a shit. They love to ruin your lives. The only thing they care about is doing a shift and going home. That's all they give a crap.
Failed, feckless leadership. An individual, part of an organized group, provides leadership. And the feckless leadership utilizes their authority to put the person in jail. You know, you typically don't even get arrested for graffiti.
No.
You get a summons, you get a citation. It's an ordinance violation.
And that's not even graffiti. But most of the time, if you do graffiti on that, yeah, you get a summons, a citation. You go to court, like, you pay a fine, like $150, $200 fine. Okay, then you probably do community service, like painting it over, clean garbage up. Okay. No big deal. But remember a couple years ago, Eric Brandt got 90 days for chalking a sidewalk. On the same breath, a Denver police officer got 90 days for aggravated raping a female. What is this world coming down to nowadays?
They arrested.
Make that make
this
sense.
man. Put it up full mass.
Here it is.
It doesn't take a lot of outside of the box thinking to simply deputize these individuals as volunteers for the mayor's office, since they're doing the work, give them covering so they're covered by the city's insurance policy in case, God forbid, something happens, so you don't get sued and bankrupt. And all of a sudden, everybody's at least on the same page. But to arrest these individuals for doing such a needed service, something that the average person doesn't think about, is insane to me. Countless residents of Los Angeles are disappointed in the condition of the roads, sidewalks, crosswalks that local government is supposed to maintain. One man decided to make a difference. So he went around repainting the already partially painted but deteriorating crosswalk. One study found that LA roads are second worst in the entire country. So if you're thinking about your community and how your crosswalks may look and the paint, nope, this is about as bad as it gets in the entire nation. So this is an extreme expression of the problem. So 60% of Los Angeles roads are in, quote, poor condition.
Well, that's not surprising.
Costing drivers $892 a year in maintenance costs. That's according to a report from TRIP, a Washington, D.C. nonprofit that researches and analyzes data on transportation issues. Only the San Francisco area had a higher percentage of roads in poor condition. It was at 71%. The report says that while many cold areas can blame poor weather and freeze-thaw cycles, having roads in various states of disrepair, Los Angeles has no such excuse.
It doesn't get cold,
They
LA.
have a hero squad that they put in jail. All right. Elliot, thoughts here?
I mean, I'm just glad that we're finally cleaning up the streets by arresting folks who are, let me see here, they're literally cleaning up the streets. I think there's kind of a beautiful sort of subversive protest here going on. The fact that these are Los Angeles citizens, where I also live, taking matters into their own hands and just improving their community. That is something I think that should actually be celebrated. I also think that when there is headlines in the news about how dangerous these blue cities are, folks should also consider that the danger very often is people trying to, repaint crosswalks. So this is, there's a lot of metaphors going on here to unpack, but the biggest one, I think, is that this is a city where people are trying to actually improve the community, and they are up against a government that is ostensibly supposed to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, this wouldn't even qualify as a protest. There's no nuisance. There's no, we're trying to make people uncomfortable. This isn't a protest at all. These individuals are good
people
doing it in good faith. That's right, doing it in good faith. All right, we'll bring you updates as updates come. If there's anything that we can do it indisputable for you guys in Los Angeles, let us know.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, cops they would give you a warning or maybe a citation like that. But it's getting to a point where they're just arresting you on the dumbest, immaculable kind of crud stuff. With that said, I'm out here, Munch. Peace out. Oh, yeah, hashtag screw the blue.